Recognize that music? That's Bobby Caldwell. What You Won't Do for Love. Remember him? Bobby passed away, and this is the story of Bobby Caldwell. I'm going to shut the music so TikTok doesn't stop me from recording this. Well, last year I visited the widow, Mary Caldwell, and we went over what happened to poor Bobby. I had spoken to them several times, and I know the story. But we sat down again just to discuss what kind of malpractice eventually killed the famous singer and composer Bobby Caldwell. Now, this unfortunate story is probably occurring several times a day throughout the United States, and people are unaware of it. You see, Bobby went to an urgent care center with a cold that's not feeling well. And he was given a prescription of Levaquin, a quinolone, a type of antibiotic. Now, this is a lesson to be learned. If you have a viral infection, antibiotics are not the choice. But in this case, what happened was incredibly tragic. Bobby would wake up just a few days later in extreme pain, unable to walk. Both of his calves, all the way down to his ankle, was swollen and bruised and painful. What occurred is what's called bilateral Achilles tendon rupture. And Bobby would be unable to walk normally for the rest of his life. People that went to his concerts would watch him being wheeled out to an organ to play. He couldn't stand. He never got better. He developed a neuropathy. He could hardly walk, and this eventually led to Bobby's death. Now, when these antibiotics came out, really nobody knew about this, but after they were prescribed to millions of people, people began developing Achilles tendon rupture, especially over the age of 50, or if you're on prednisone, which you might be given if you had a upper respiratory infection. It got so bad that there's now a black box on every quinolone antibiotic prescribed. Cipro, Levaquin, you know the story. It's so significant that any athlete is told not to take a quinolone because of risk of Achilles tendon rupture unless it's absolutely necessary. Now, it's too late for Bobby. Bobby passed away last year. Bobby was mostly bedridden, only because he went to an urgent care and got an antibiotic that he never needed. I think we ought to remember this and rename this Bobby Caldwell syndrome, so everyone knows when they walk into an urgent care or a doctor's office not to get a drug like a quinolone for just a viral infection. I dedicate this to Bobby and Mary, the sad ending of Bobby. Let's hope this helps other people remember and fear the use of quinolones when they don't require them.